Hello everyone, this is Aish again from Chessmates with another video of chess traps. And this time I asked my Instagram followers to suggest me what next should I do. And one of my followers, Tattva Vyas, aka Flexing Chess, that guy told me that I need moves and tricks on Traxler Counter Attack. So it was like one fine day I smashed him badly in this opening, and then he's like, "I want the moves, man. I want the moves." So yeah, this one's for you, Tatwa. Let's start. So, guys, in the Traxler counter attack, I would like to tell you this that irrespective of what I've posted earlier, it was like ये move हुआ तो ये करने का, वो हुआ तो वो करने का. But this is something which is an idea, a concept in which you might have to sack a piece here and there, and then just try to attack as aggressively as you can and hunt down the white queen. So instead of the notations and the things that I say here, try to understand the concept, like how to attack with the two bishops, with the knight and the queen. So those are the concepts that will help you a lot. So instead of just noting down the notations and memorizing the lines and all, just understand the concept, and that's gonna help you much. Also, at the end of the video, I have a fantastic game that I played in the Traxler Counter Attack. So after all the tricks and traps, I'll show you that game as well, so that not everything went by what I'll explain you. So how did I manage to win that game? How did I manage to attack? And how did I use the concepts? I'll tell you all about it in the end of the video. Okay guys, so now let's get started without wasting any time. So Traxler Counter Attack sits here in the Italian game. So after this is an Italian game, two knight defense. So after this, white tries something like knight g5, to come here and fork your queen and your rook. And what we do in the Traxler counter attack is we ignore this threat. Yeah, this one, and we play bishop to c4. And if white is like, okay, fine, I'm gonna take it, I'm winning it, then he's just lost, because here comes the stunning move, bishop takes on f2 check. Now there are three variations that white can do here. One is king to f2, the other one is king takes bishop, and the third one is color kyun change ho raha? Yeah, this king to e2. So in this video I will be covering only the king takes bishop variation, and if you want all the tricks, tactics, ideas in line on the other two options, please let me know in the comment section and I'll make a video on that as well. So now king takes bishop, and we play the amazing move knight e4 check. Now after this, white has 6 moves that he can play, and I will cover each and every move. Okay, so we'll take the king e1 variation first. So if king e1, we have to play our queen to h4 check. If he does something like this, then he's mate. If he does something like this, then after the following sequence of moves, he is mate. So these are the ideas that you have to keep in mind. And if he does something like this, then knight takes, pawn takes, we take the rook with a check, and he can bring his bishop in, and then we can just castle and manipulate this open file. So there are a lot of variation in this as well, but I want you to understand the concept, that how we can attack and hunt down the white queen. Now coming to the king to e2 variation, we bring our other knight into attack, and after this, if the king plays king e1, then queen h4 and the same attack that we discussed earlier. And if king to d3, then we just simply give this check and grab the queen. And what are the other options, like king to f1, and in that case we just give a check, and king e1 or king g1 is a mate here. If white does something like queen f3, then his queen is gone, or else white has no other option, and we are completely winning this one. So the next variation is king to f3. So in this case we play queen f6 check, and the obvious move is here is king takes knight. So in this case we play d5. Now white cannot take with the king, because if he does, then knight b4 check is a forced mate in one, because if king goes here, then this is a checkmate, and if king goes here, then this is a checkmate. So white has to take with the pawn, and if he does with the bishop, and if he does so, we play queen f4 check, and then we have a lot of attacking options, king to d3, and then we give this check and we just collect the bishop, and if he goes here, then we bring out our other bishop check, and his queen is gone, and we are completely winning this one as well. So the next variation is the king f1 variation, and in this as well we bring out our queen to h4. Now white cannot just simply push his pawn, because after knight takes check, pawn takes rook, queen takes rook, the king has to move somewhere, and we just take the queen, so it's completely lost for white. Hence white avoids this move and plays something logical like let's say queen f3, then we bring our other knight into attack, threatening the queen. If queen moves, then we just take this pawn, fork the queen and the rook, and if white sees that and plays g3, so if we take, it takes, then we play queen h3 check, then queen comes here to defend, then queen f3, queen f5 check, and we have a lot of attacking options here. We can mate, we can also castle and bring our rook in, we can play c2, knight to c2 and grab the rook, and as you can see the position, it is very much developed for black, and we are just one pawn push away from bringing our other bishop in the attack, and it's completely winning for white here. Now some of you might wonder that in this case, instead of queen f3, even queen to e1 is a good option. So if queen to e1, then we sack our knight, not exactly sack, but yeah, for now, knight g3 check. Now if pawn takes, then it's just gone, because we're gonna take the rook. So he is gonna take with the queen, and we take the bishop with a check. The king has to move, and we take the knight as well. So we are equal on pieces. All our pieces are active. We are one castle away from connecting our rooks, and we are one pawn push away from bringing our bishop in. And three of white's pieces are doing nothing. He hasn't got enough time to develop it, and we can win this from here. We can just castle, and yeah, as I said, we are just one pawn push away from the bishop as well. Okay, so the next variation is the king e3 variation. In this again we go queen h4, white tries to be greedy and takes the rook, and queen f4 check, and as we discussed earlier, this is a mating line. If king to d3, then you know what to do, and if king to e2, even then you know what to do, queen f2 check, and it's completely lost, because queen d3 and knight c5 check, king takes on e4, and this is a mate. So you know why I stressed upon this idea of not memorizing the move and looking at the identical concepts, because after this the king goes here. We saw in the very first variation that this is how we can mate. So if you remember the positions instead of the notations and stuff like that, then you will be in control and command as well. And the last variation is king g1, and for white, king g1 is the best move to play in this situation. And after this, if you see at the engine evaluation, it says that yeah, this is the best move. So even here we play queen to h4, and if black tries to be greedy and take the rook, then this is a mate, so he won't take the rook. We'll play something as g3, and we sack our knight and check. King has to go here, then we bring our rook to f8, initiating this open file. We are just one pawn push away from bringing our bishop in, and we are in a very 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 commanding position. We can bring the other knight into the attack as well. So guys, here is the point. Even the last line that I show you, king g1 is not so good. I mean, it is good, but not as good as the other lines. But all you gotta do is have faith and aggressively hunt down the white king, as its castle has been broken, its 4 pawns are gone. You can just relentlessly attack and mate him, and you can play with utmost creativity. Now I have a game on Traxler Counter Attack that I played coming up next. So I played this game on Chess 24, we all know about, and I was playing as black, and we started off things, and yeah, he just literally fell into my trap. Check, king takes, knight check, all the concepts. He goes king even, and what did we do? We played the queen h4 check, and he made a stupid move g3, and I just took and grabbed everything. He had to move the king, and that too in a wrong direction. I mean, he could have moved it to e2 as well, but I don't know what he did. What he was thinking. He moved here. I took his queen. He took my rook. I took his bishop, and here he just resigned. He just gave up. He resigned because he knew it was all over. So it's about the principles that we apply. It's about how we play. It's about how we attack. It's not about theory and stuff. I mean, yeah, they do help, but only to a certain point. Because what if the opponent doesn't play the way we want him to? So, in those kind of situations, our attacking ideas and concepts are our saviors. So, thank you very much, guys, for listening to me, and hope this helped you. And stay tuned.